Well, hello everyone, good afternoon, and welcome to Live at the Waterhole. It is so good to be back with you here for the show. My name is Amy, and I will be with you for today and exploring all the waterholes that are on offer, seeing what is happening here, there, and everywhere in Africa. Now remember, as always, that this is a live and interactive show, so please do chat to me. Let me know who you are, where you're watching from. If you have any comments and questions that you might want to send through, you can do so via the Wild Earth website or the app. You can also chat to me through the YouTube chat stream. You can join the conversation on X using the hashtag Wild Earth, or you can WhatsApp us using our WhatsApp number, which you can add as a contact and send through those comments and questions. We are starting off here at Betty's Bay, where we have come to know the penguins and the dassies, or rock hyraxes. You can see sunning themselves here. They are adorable. Catherine, Joshua, hello, Penelope as well. I'm looking forward to the sightings today. Always love the sound of the ocean here at Stony Point. Dassies do love a bit of sunshine, and knowing that it can be quite chilly at this time of year in the Cape, I'm sure they're enjoying as much warmth as they can. Now, for the last show that I was here about 10 days or so ago, we were watching, and who knows, we might visit there today as well, the black eagle nest that we have through one of the cameras. And the mom there loves to feed her chick dassies, and this is the animal that she's catching and feeding the eagle chick with. Since Varro's eagles or black eagles like to live in the kranzes or sort of cliffs very high up, this is an animal that's quite easily accessible for them to hunt. But fortunately, these dassies don't have to worry about any black eagles coming to hunt them, as far as I know or have seen here at Stony Point. Paula, hello, welcome. It's good to have you with us today. Also looking forward to seeing what we find. You never know what's going to happen during the show. Bali, you want to know why these animals live near water? So it's not so much that they need to be near the ocean. It's more about suitable habitat for them in this area, just happens to be near the ocean. It's more about having rock faces like this, or little crevices or cavities within the rocks which they like to dwell. other one's just pooping there. I love how they hang their bums over the edge so that it sort of lands outside of their living area. And Dusty poop basically looks like small pellets from a small antelope. I got really close up to a lot of Dusty poop in my time off. I went walking on a wilderness trail through some cliffs and mountainous areas, and lots of signs of hyrax life there, including their poop. So got a really good look at that up close. And they'll be eating vegetation much like the green stuff in the background there. Okay, well, very cute to start off with these Dussies. Let's head up to Rosie's pan with some eddies. Oh, how lovely is this? It's always a great day when you've got some elephants coming to drink. My name is Amy, and today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently.
Even a hyena coming into the action as well now. Oh my word! She's stalking the hyena now. Leopard, hyena, lion, all together in one shot. Oh! This is action-packed.
My name is Takudzwa Panda Msesani. My scariest moment is when it happened twice. The other time I was with Cedric and the other time I was with Steve. And all those times it was a black mamba. My favorite meal in camp is gonna be burger and chips.
Step into the heart of Africa from the comfort of your home.
Female leopard tracks over here.
Join our expert guides for a live 3-hour safari where every moment is real, unscripted, and unforgettable. Ask questions.
Animals rely on their senses.
Share your thoughts and be part of the experience as we explore together. Safari Live.
But in terms of serious scared, fear for their lives, I think that generally happens when there is something like a predator around, but often they are a little bit scared or try to be brave and then decide to get scared even when oh, look at this, what's scratching its foot with its trunk. Where they think they're very brave, coming and putting out their ears and running towards the vehicle, for example, and very quickly realizing that they are a lot smaller than it and want to hurry back to mom. And I think that's some of the cutest sightings that we see. But generally, they don't really have too much to worry about. I think sometimes they can be even scared of water to begin with, but when they see their family or their mom and their cousins and aunties all being very relaxed around it, they also build their confidence, even sometimes scared maybe, or some apprehension to walk down a steep hill. But when they see the others doing it, it's a constant learning process for them, and they gain their confidence. It's incredible how the bush has changed as well now, just looking at it from here. In a few months' time, it's going to be bursting with life after the rains come and things are going to green up a lot. But for now, you sort of got this very beigey look. Some evergreen trees mixed in between, like warri bushes, for example, but hardly any grass left. Mel, yes, I believe that these waterhole cameras or dam cams are monitored. I think Africam themselves are part of what they do is the monitoring of the cameras as well as those that move and control them. So I believe so. Donnie, you actually asked a question regarding the feet of dassies, but I'm going to answer it here with the elephants because dassies and elephants are actually related to each other and are both classified as near ungulates. So they don't quite fit in with the classic hoof structure of that of ungulates. And when I say ungulates, I mean basically antelopes, but also includes things like buffalo with a hoof structure, zebra as well, rhino as well. There's just odd and even-toed ungulates that will fit into that. Hippo as well is an even-toed ungulate, 4 toes. But when it comes to elephants and dassies, they don't quite fit into that same group, and that's why we call it near ungulate. They have toes that are somewhat similar to hooves, also being made of keratin, but the foot, they also walk on a sole of their foot, which is more like almost a combination of plantigrade, like us as humans, walking on the sole of the foot, and then ungulates, which walk basically on their tippy toes. And then you've also got things like cats, which are digitigrade, which have the toes and the pad for their soles. So elephants and dassies don't quite fit into any of those groups, so they're grouped separately. And in fact, with dassies, it's a combination. So on their front feet, they walk plantigrade on the sole of the foot, but the back feet, they walk sort of semi-digitigrade, using their toes as well to walk on, as well as the sole of the foot. Hi Ansi, you are watching from Hartenbos and you'd like to know what the most common cause of death in old elephants is. So generally, Ansi, when it comes to elephants dying of old age, essentially it's malnutrition that causes the death of elephants when they get older, and that's basically because their teeth wear away to such a point where they can no longer chew the food that they need in order to break down the cellulose and those sorts of things, which is where they get the nutrition from the plants, enough for their stomachs to be able to access enough nutrition to keep their bodies going. And so there is a chance of other diseases and things like that, but generally eventually their bodies pack up, as it were, due to just not getting enough to function anymore, and generally die eventually of whether it's their hearts that weaken, they lose a lot of body mass, their fat reserves, or even muscles start to degrade and weaken, and eventually they just can't carry on anymore. Okay, well, this is a first for me. We are heading to a new spot, and that is Meno-Okwena in Botswana. Wowee, what a spot! This is beautiful. At the Boteti River here, and my word, so much life. Look at the elephants. Oh, there's one on the left that's lying down on the bank, a little one. Oh, that's so cute. Lots of zebras too. Now, apparently, the name of this particular waterhole, Meno-Okwena, means the teeth of a crocodile. I don't see a crocodile at the moment, but I'm assuming that they are definitely around. I heard some zebras calling there. I wonder if this elephant's going to chase a zebra. It looks like it's wanting to make itself look a little bit bigger. Or even maybe the Egyptian geese that are having a little stroll. Oh, well, it looks like the animals here are hanging around for a while, so I think let's head over to Founders for a rhino. Oh, wow, this is great. I do love a bit of variety, and we are being spoilt today. And we were talking about foot structures and things like this. This is a great example of an odd-toed ungulate, and you can clearly see those 3 toes of the rhino, this white rhino at the moment.
At Wild Earth, we believe every story has the power to create change. That's why we've launched the Wild Earth Impact Foundation, a non-profit dedicated to conservation and social impact. By showcasing conservation stories, we can change lives, protect nature, and empower communities. We have partnered with Empowers Africa to accept tax-deductible donations from US donors. Your donation will help fund critical programs that support our mission. Join us and be part of the change.
My name is Takudzwa Panda Nsesani. I really want to film an artwork, and it has been my goal. I'll be just keeping my eyes open. The worst driver is James. He's driving, yeah. You gotta be holding on back in there, yeah? Like in bumps, and I mean, it happens when, these things happens when you're actually going for animals usually. But then, yeah, he's driving, yeah, you gotta put your seatbelt.
Potentially other animals around at the water, just what he's listening to. It sounds like some water movement as well, that's not just coming from him. I think it's a him. It could be a her. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see if there's any confirmation on that. Interesting there, doing some scent marking. You can see that. Even scraping the legs there, so actually looks like, yeah, that is a male. Oh, Egyptian geese following suit. Okay, well, that was awesome. We are going to head over to Tau for some more elephants and zebra. Oh, this is always a treat, and it seems like elephants and zebra are in more than just one place today. Definitely looks like it's a warm one, and the elephants have been splashing around to cool down. Shingai, you'd like to know how many liters can a big elephant drink per day? A lot. So a big ellie bull, I think these are all females and they're youngsters at the moment, but some big elephant bulls can drink over 200 liters of water a day if they need to. And obviously the size of the elephant determines how much. So some of the smaller cows or even bigger cows would drink 100 plus 150 liters even if need be. They're getting stuck into the mud now to cool down, and we love a little bit of a elephant pool party. The spa is open. And they just look like they're having so much fun, don't they? Completely carefree. And even the big ones getting involved there now. Oh, this is great. Well, I think they would, although I'm not 100% sure. Oh my word, that one is playing and pooping at the same time. I know that there was a young zebra that got stuck in the mud here at Tau, and the reserve team did assist to help that little one. And so I think the same would be done for a baby elephant. However, I think one must also I think time would be given for the herd to try and help it themselves and get it out, because with elephants and their emotional intelligence and how close-knit they are, it would be very stressful, I think, because you'd have to push off the rest of the herd in order to be able to help the little one without endangering anyone or the elephants themselves. So there would be a lot of factors to consider as to when the sort of stage comes to actually intervene. But I think if there was an animal stuck that couldn't get out, that here I have seen it done before, so I think it would apply for a baby elephant as well. do love the face planting. It is so great. While these elephants play here at Tau, let's head over to Oldonyo, where there is a giraffe and some impala. Wow, perfect timing, everyone. Here we go. We've got some warthogs that have also come here now. This is great. Oh, it looks like there's some impalas and maybe a Thompson's gazelle there, just behind this giraffe's legs. I haven't seen a Thompson's gazelle here for a while. Lots of oxpeckers making a noise. My goodness, look at all of them landing there. So much happening all of a sudden. Oxpeck is also taking a chance to have a little bit of a drink here now. But also interesting to see the warthog, the gazelle and the giraffe together, even the impalas, but the size difference is incredible. There was a question from Rodney, who hadn't seen an elephant in real life, but he wanted to know how big they can grow to be. So since we've got the giraffe here now, the giraffe can grow up to 6 meters tall, which is between, typically a male giraffe can reach 16 to 20 feet in height. An elephant can reach anywhere between 8 to 13 feet, which is about 4 meters in height. So giraffes are quite a bit taller than elephants, as they should be with those long necks. My name is Amy, and today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently.
What does it take to handle the wild? Balance. Determination. Focus.
Yaku! and gear that can take a beating so you don't have to.
My full name is Maxine Gaines. Most people that know me really well call me Max. I'm a mum. I have 2 boys. One is 16 years old and one is 14 years old. I'm a very, very proud mama of my 2 boys. I've just always been passionate about leopards. I'm passionate about their conservation. I'm just passionate about everything to do with leopards. I love them.
Join our expert guides at dawn for a live, immersive safari as the bush comes to life.
Found ourselves a chameleon, and look how he's changed color.
Every sunrise brings new discoveries.
Pound for pound, a leopard is one of the strongest cats around.
Ask questions, share your thoughts, and connect with nature live and in real time.
Great excitement, great happiness.
Start your day with adventure.
Some of you out there are brilliant at identifying hyenas.
Now, why do you think people have got this huge misunderstanding about reptiles?
Right in front of me there was the face of an astounded buffalo bull.
This is live and interactive, so everybody, if you have any questions and comments, please do send them through and let us know what you'd like.
Digestive system of the zebra, and that irritation in the nose, whether it's the larvae or the actual flies that are wanting to come in there, cause them to nod their heads very violently like that, as I would as well if there were some creepy crawlies in my nose. Wow, well, it's always a treat to have so many zebras as well as a giraffe looking on. We are going to head over to Hwange in Zimbabwe. Well, it definitely seems like it's warm all around at the moment, with the ellies out in force, cooling down, some marabou stalks in the background. are so many ellies here. Omar, how lovely to hear from you. Thank you. That's so interesting to see that. And I think it does definitely depend on the size of the elephant and its trunk as to how much capacity the trunk can hold, so that emptying maybe a bucket of 20 liters and putting it into their mouth is quite easy. But on average, I would say it's maybe, some of these smaller elephants, of course, wouldn't have that same capacity in their trunk like a big bull. So, but I mean, it's remarkable how much capacity can be in the trunks to drink. Oh, well, look at this little one. That is so cute. Joanne, I know this is an African scene, isn't it? It's having a great time.
Now this leopard that we're looking at is known by the name of Hlalamba.
The Wild Earth Impact Foundation is a non-profit that uses the power of wildlife storytelling as a force for good. We create sustainable development projects that showcase conservation stories, empower people, and inspire environmental action. As a registered South African PBO, you can make a tax-deductible donation to the Wild Earth Impact Foundation. To find out more, visit our website.
My full name is Maxine Gaines. Best part of the job, gosh, I just love everything about guiding. I love being able to observe animal behavior and animals behaving naturally. So for me, that's by far the best part of the job. And so what we do here at Wild Earth is develop those connections with the people that are viewing, and maybe just light a little spark that says, you know what, I want to be involved in protecting this ecosystem.
And that's it for this morning's drive.
She's just got her impala, everybody.
And we're going to be heading out and seeing what animals we can find.
Can you hear that? The wild is calling.
Something that I would say is on my bucket list to do. I have ridden horses before and gone on sort of a horseback experience, but it's not where I feel the most comfortable, let me put it that way. But I'm very open to doing and having that experience. Oh, there's so many little ones here. There's such a small one there in the middle moving off now. Well, as these Ellies are looking to move off here, let's head over to Elephant Pan for some more elephants. Well, this is another stunning spot here, and again, one that transforms so much from winter to summer. These mapani trees are all sort of have this reddish tinge to them now. They hold their leaves quite late into winter, but very shortly they'll drop. And in the next month or so, they'll probably be completely bare. There's a bit of a standoff happening here between some of these elephants. Who's going to give way first is the feeling I get. And the one that's a little bit darker seems to be calling the shots here a little bit. It does seem to be the bigger one, but it looks like a group of bulls that have come for a drink. Rodney, that's a great question, and one that I will have to research a little bit more in detail, but I know that the mortality rate for elephant calves is somewhat lower than other mammals because of the care of the herd and the mothers and just being a larger animal, but it is still, I would say, anywhere from about 18 to 30% of calves that don't make it past 1 year for their first year of life. So a good amount do. So that's 70+% survival rate for elephant calves. So there's a good chance that they do survive, but there are some that do not make it, and that can be for so many different reasons. And that could be to the mother's experience. So sometimes being a firstborn calf for a new elephant mom can mean that mom just doesn't have the experience just yet. Could also be environmental factors, like a bad year in terms of resources, a very dry year, not enough food around. Once it sort of starts to need not only mom's milk, but also needing to start feed on vegetation, maybe limited water, so the herd has to travel further, and therefore the little ones just don't make it because their little bodies can't survive such harsh conditions for extended periods like the older ones do. So there are a few different factors that would lead to the mortality of calves before the first year, and possibly until around the age of 5, where one would consider them more independent from mom. Sometimes the weaning can happen a lot earlier as well. Sometimes it also depends on if they have how close the birth interval is for the mom. So if she has 2 very young ones, it's more difficult for her to try and look after 2 little ones, even supply milk for both. And the older one has to sort of rely on the environment sooner than if there was a bigger age gap between the 2. So those are all the different things that we can look at when it comes to calf survival rate. But they do have quite a good survival rate in comparison to other animals that are more likely to even be predated on than elephant calves are. Shelley, you'd like to know how elephants intimidate each other. So there's a few different things that elephants can do, specifically if we're looking at this group of bulls in front of us. First of all, just their physical presence, so just the size of the animal, one that is much larger than another would be intimidating. Then we can also look at vocal communications as well. And not that we can always understand what they can say, but there is sometimes clear communication. You can see or hear, sometimes we can hear the rumbles, and there's a clear movement of some bulls submissively to another. And then like this one that's at the water now, and clearly you can see it puts out his ears, not just flapping for cooling down, but actually sort of puts them out and holds them there, maybe does a bit of a head shake or moves towards the others to keep them at bay. So that physical movement as well is also part of the intimidation. There's one on the right there that really wants to come and have a drink, I think. Rose, yes, baby ellies could also fall prey to other predators, but generally speaking, you find that predators would choose to hunt something that's just easier to get hold of, because of the fact that the ellies are baby elephants are almost always protected by a big mommy or the herd itself. So it's not something we often see little baby elephants being sort of targeted by the predators, but they can be, and they can possibly be grabbed by a crocodile. They can be taken by something like a lion for sure. So their size is not necessarily on their side to avoid predators when they are so young, but definitely having the herd with them means that predation for a baby elephant, I would say, from what I've seen and observed in the field, is less common than something like a baby impala or a baby zebra or a baby wildebeest. Alright, well, while these elephants do their thing here at the pan, let's head over to check on the black eagle chick, which I mentioned earlier in the show at Rhodocrans. Wow, well, it already seems to have far more feathers than it did about 10 days ago. I think it's about 2 months now old, this chick, based on the last time that I saw it on the show. Probably about 60 days old or so now. And wow, it seems definitely less fluffy. Those down sort of baby chick feathers have been replaced by more and more of sort of proper, let's say, flight feathers. I'm hoping that Mom comes back with something for it to eat and we get to watch that again. That was fantastic to see. Alright, well, while we wait to see if Mom does bring this birdie some lunch, let's head back over to Founders for some rhinos. Oh wow, and some zebra. Mom and her little one have come for a drink. How cute is that?
Join me for a magical safari to India, a wildly exotic land of tigers, temples and Kipling. To start, we'll head to Pench and then to Doba to look for the famed Bengal tiger, as well as deer in the dappled forests, sloth bears and countless birds. We'll stay in stunning eco-lodges that blend luxury with a light footprint. Our Indian adventure culminates in Agra with a sunrise visit to the Taj Mahal.
Would you like to know what an elephant's favorite food is? You could ask me questions like that in real time. Our safaris are live and interactive from the heart of Africa. The Potumas over here. Watch Safari Live and connect with nature.
Join us on the greatest and largest game drive in the world.
Out here, every wild moment counts, and as a Wild Earth explorer, you will not miss out. Watch the Wild Earth channel ad-free 24/7, and you can even rewind if you have missed out on something. Enjoy the behind-the-scenes video clips as well as fireside chat, or get the early offers on our travel experiences. It's the best way to stay connected and be part of the Wild Earth family.
Stunning with those reflections there in the water as well. It looks like Mom's just taking a moment to rest here. She lifted up her head earlier. I think she was just listening and looking. Maybe something caught her attention there. But I wouldn't be surprised if maybe the little one tries to suckle a bit. It is already quite big, but still young, and will be needing some of Mom's milk. Wildlife Lady, yes, absolutely. It is such a colourful scene here at Founders, and an excellent sighting indeed. Wow, that is just gorgeous. Yes, we're talking about you. Oh wow, this is what we were hoping for. And here we go. Lunch has arrived right on time. Oh wow. Oh, they're both here, Mom and Dad. Oh, that was very cool. I didn't even see the third one in the background. Now, very interesting with these eagles is Mom will always present the food to the chick, but Dad very well could have caught it and handed it over for Mom to bring to the little one. And this is interesting because the last sighting I was here for with the feeding, Mom was still sort of taking the meat off and feeding it to the chick, and it looks like the chick's holding it on its own, and there's just that development in 10 days now, not potentially not needing help from an adult to feed anymore. We'll just have to see what unfolds here, see how it's using its own beak now to open up. But I'm not sure what it is. It looks like it could be a dassie, could also be another small bird. Does look like there's a leg there at the back, but typically what they'll do first is pluck some of the fur away where they're going to open up the carcass. Definitely getting a little bit of meat there now. And just massive feet. Huge claws already. Karen, you are wondering if lightning could strike the nest at all. I suppose there's always a chance. I mean, lightning will hit where it hits. If it strikes the rock, I suppose it is high up, so there's always a possibility of something like that. Freak accidents happen, and lightning really can, have some serious cause some serious damage or effects on the landscape, which is also all part of nature. It would be very unfortunate if that was the case. but also generally this time of year in this area, not normal to get too many heavy thunderstorms. It usually happens more around the summer. But wow, that is high up. When that eagle left earlier, it just drops down. No fear whatsoever, fully trusting in its capability to fly. Bev, hello. You would like to know when the chick will start flying. So with the Varro's eagles, their fledging is between sort of 90 and 100 days. So we are at about day 60 at the moment. So it's still another, I would say, month or so before this eagle will take its first flight. But soon, I think we'll start to see that sort of spreading of the wings in the next sort of few weeks. And start to see that sort of wanting to fly as those primary feathers develop and sort of it gets stronger and stronger. Mr. Elemental, yes, the shaggy pants are so great. They you can see what it's going to turn into there with the adult just behind it. Black from head to toe on the front anyway. Sarah, hi. You say you've not seen mom and dad at the nest before. Well, I'm glad we could show you that moment. Like I say, it's more likely that mom is around just because she presents the food to the chick. But I think in that case, maybe dad and her brought it to the nest. And I'm not sure if this is mom or dad here now with it, but it was cool to see them both as well as the chick here. Beautiful colors now to actually see it from the back, and those feathers growing through. A few of those very soft ones still popping out, and slowly but surely it'll eventually look like the adult. Well, this has been so great to show you. I'm so glad we got to see it snacking and had some food like I mentioned earlier. We're going to head back to Menaquena for some elephants and zebra. Now, apparently, these elephants were giving some of these zebras a bit of a hard time. It's a very big elephant bull here, making his way into the waterhole. And of course, with elephants being the size that they are, and zebras being the size that they are, right of way is definitely given to the ellies. Definitely hear a lot of zebras calling as well. I did see some head shaking. There's one walking there with the head up and down, up and down. I think in the winter they potentially bothered less by those botflies and their larvae, but I do think it's still something that can irritate them. You can imagine basically those larvae getting into the zebra's nose. Sometimes it can be on the skin as well, and that's why they also do that shivering too, and just irritates them really. It burrows into the skin and feeds on the tissue, and eventually once it's had its full, it'll drop off and pupate in the soil. But sometimes what happens is that the zebras will actually try to dislodge the larvae, because whether that's biting or scratching, and sometimes even ingesting them, and that's when they actually make their way through to the digestive system and come out the other end through the poop as well. So it's an interesting relationship that the zebra have. Some more elephants there on the ridge.
Hi everybody, looks like we have just located on a beautiful leopardess known as Clalamba.
Join our expert guides at dawn for a live, immersive safari as the bush comes to life.
Found ourselves a chameleon, and look how he's changed color.
Every sunrise brings new discoveries.
Pound for pound, a leopard is one of the strongest cats around.
Ask questions, share your thoughts, and connect with nature live and in real time.
Great excitement, great happiness.
Start your day with adventure.
We are here with a male leopard.
Terry, I'm not sure. This is the first time visiting this waterhole on the show, so I'm not sure in general what other animals can be seen here, and if summer makes a difference. Definitely birding wise, you might get a few migratory birds popping out in the summer rather than what we see in the winter. But I do think summer will still bring elephants and zebras here. And perhaps there are also giraffe that come, maybe impalas. They're just not here today, but I think they will be here in both summer and winter, so we'll have to see. I think the great thing is that continuing into the summer months, we'll be able to observe those changes and take note for ourselves what differences, if there are any, between the animals that visit this waterhole in the summer compared to the winter. Well, lovely to see that Ellie's busy here at this spot. Let's head back over to Tembe for some more Ellie's. Mr. H, thank you so much for letting me know. There at where we just were in Botswana, you say that you've also seen hyena and leopard. Well, that makes a lot of sense. And fingers crossed that we get to see one of those during the show. My word, that would be very special. But we are here at Tembe Elephant Park in Maputaland, northern KwaZulu-Natal of South Africa, with elephants here moving off. They love this spot. It is also a beautiful one. Some impalas that we're around too. Dark Vein Lover, I know they are fantastic, these elephants. And these ones at Tembe, I must say, have very tattered ears, I find. Even young ones, you can see here, they sort of have a very sharp edges to them. Something we generally associate with older elephants, the more tattered the ear, and that's not even with elephants only, but also with lions and leopards and hyenas, and just the signs of age that come with being out in the wild. But here I think there must be quite a lot of thorn trees maybe that they have to navigate through. Not even just thorn trees, but trees with spines and spikes. It looks like the sun is shining here as well. A warm day for the elephants and some impalas too. Bali, you'd like to know, how does mud help the elephant's skin? So essentially, when it comes to throwing mud on themselves, Bali, the primary function, I would say, is all about cooling down. Wanting to make them feel more comfortable with the heat. And you will see that most of the time the mud that they throw on themselves is very much the same color as their skin. So it's not about making them any darker or anything like that. There is some level of sun protection that is possible to say that the mud helps with, but they are already dark animals with the level of melanin needed to protect themselves. These two boys having a little bit of a tussle. So primarily that mud is all about cooling down, and then also to sometimes suffocate parasites, ticks and things like that. It's also said that the dense mud sort of makes them not able to breathe, kills them, and then when they go and rub against a tree or something like that, then those parasites come off with the caked mud, which I have seen before, but I don't know if that's primarily why they do it. I think it's just a bonus of the function that they use it for, which is on warm days to sort of fill up all those wrinkles on their skin, get them caked with moisture to help them keep cool for the rest of the day. Lucy, hi, you want to know why are impalas the most common antelopes found in the Kruger? Well, I suppose it all comes down to sort of the niche that they fall into, as well as their breeding strategy, and that they breed a lot within their breeding season, which is in sort of November, December of the year. And because of that, they are quite successful in being able to keep up their numbers. And they are such an important species of antelope, with a sort of buffer species between the very small antelopes and the larger antelopes, as well as prey species that can be eaten by many predators, and even the young ones being a favorite for things like wild dogs and leopards. But because of the fact that they breed in such high numbers and all drop their lambs at the same time of the year, it means that they have a lot that can survive, because the predators can only eat so many within the time before they grow up and are able to then reproduce the females anyway for themselves. So in that way, particularly in the Kruger National Park, or the greater Kruger area, it is the most commonly seen mammal by far, I would say. And that is why, because of their very successful breeding and survival rate in that way. Okay, well, the elephants have moved off, and this Egyptian goose is enjoying its time here at the water. We're going to head back over to Oldonyo with some zebra. Wow, very, very nice to see so many here once again. Always take note to look at the individuals and their stripes. And just now I noticed the very front one on the left seems to have a lot thinner black stripes than some of the others around.
Oh, wow. Even a hyena coming into the action as well now. Oh my word. She's stalking the hyena now. Leopard, hyena, lion, all together in one shot. Oh. Whoa. This is action-packed.
Do you want to know why impala are the most common antelope we find here in the Kruger National Park? You can ask me questions like this in real time. Our safaris are live and interactive here in the heart of Africa. Join me on Safari Live. Connect with nature.
If you love watching Wild Earth, here's a little tip. You'll gain access to the channel ad-free. You can rewind and rewatch sightings and gain access to our live Tuesday safaris. There's also behind-the-scenes videos, fireside chats, and every Safari Live episode, whenever it suits you. It's just the best way to connect with nature.
And I wonder if this is a different group of zebras that we had earlier. Seem to be quite thirsty. The one there on the left hand side has a bit of a brownish coat, and that's simply from just rolling around in the dust. Zebras like to do that as well. Sometimes in the mornings when we head out on drive, we can see a lot of zebra activity on the roads. Their tracks, and then you sort of see this flattened area, sometimes seeing where the skin folds are, where the head, the neck, the hooves, the rump area has left an impression in the sandy road. There's one suckling there from Mom. Quite a big calf still, but they can suckle within that first year. Well, while these zebras finish off their drink here at Old Donyo, let's head over to some impala that are at Kata. Doing a bit of grooming there, this male. Baba Lee, you are asking why sometimes male lions kill baby lions. So that doesn't happen all the time, but it is a behavior that we do see from not necessarily only male lions, but it can happen with leopards too, for example. But it's something that basically the lions will do if those cubs are not theirs. So essentially what the motivation behind it is that the primary objective for that male lion in the prime of his life is to pass on his genes. And if there's a pride to take over, so males come in and basically, let's say, overthrow the current reigning, these impalas are chasing each other around here, doing a little bit of ratting actually. It's a bit odd. It's already August. Anyway, and so those males would basically, to simplify it, overthrow other males within a territory, and that could be for a variety of different reasons. But basically what it comes down to is that those new males, if the females have cubs that are not their own, they will kill those cubs because they want to mate with the females and have cubs that are carrying their line, genetically speaking. And they want heirs of their own to be born and grow up, not another male's genetics. So it does depend. Usually it's when they are still quite young, not necessarily subadults that are of a different age, because the females then will soon become able to mate with. So that means more females for them to pass on genes and get pregnant. But yeah, the killing of cubs is something that does happen, especially when male lions are concerned. But if it's their own cubs, and if they know that they've mated with those females, and then they will protect those little ones. But essentially that's the motivation behind male lions killing cubs.
At Wild Earth, we believe every story has the power to create change. That's why we've launched the Wild Earth Impact Foundation, a non-profit dedicated to conservation and social impact. By showcasing conservation stories, we can change lives, protect nature, and empower communities. We have partnered with Empowers Africa to accept tax-deductible donations from US donors. Your donation will help fund critical programs that support our mission. Join us and be part of the change.
Would you like to know at what age a buffalo calf gets its horns? These are questions that you can ask me in real time. Our safaris are live and interactive here in the heart of Africa. Join me on Safari Live and connect with nature.
Alright, well, while these impalas finish their drink here at Cat's iPad, let's head over to Camelthorn. Alright, well, we were talking about different animals at waterholes, and yes, there's elephants and zebra, but also some wildebeest that are here now. Mark, it is wonderful to see elephants everywhere. It is. They are, I think, like I say, some warmer weather around, and definitely meaning that they are more active and coming around to the waterholes. Alan, I think there would be cats trying to hunt, possibly not in the middle of the day, although they definitely can, and there have been sightings of that happening. Generally, they would use the cover of night to do that, or cooler. Oh wow, there's a lot of zebras arriving here now. Wowee. But they most certainly can, especially in the winter. The waterholes are a great place for them to wait it out and target animals that come, because they have to come to these water sources. There's nowhere else for those that are more dependent on water. see all the zebras having a drink here now. And it has been wonderful to see. Ooh, let's head over to Old Daniel for a little treat. Oh wow, here's an African harrier hawk that's come for a drink. What a way to end off the show for the last little bit. Thank you so much for joining me today, everyone. It was wonderful to be back with you. I will be back tomorrow for another show with you all, so I'm looking forward to that. And thank you for all your comments and questions today. We had some great chats. I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye for now.
Welcome to Safari Spotlight. We're heading out on a journey of natural discovery through some of South Africa's most beautiful and wilderness areas. The Greater Kruger, the Albany district of the Eastern Cape, and the mystical Waterberg. Each location has its own unique sense of place. Each offers something different and all give a sense of